Good evening, one and all, and a very happy new year. Happy 2022 to all of you. Welcome to episode 241, the very first episode of this new year of Love at First Scent with me, Persolaise, coming to you as always live from YouTube. I hope you're all well. I thought it was high time we got the ball rolling with this year's videos because it is already the 9th of January. That means we're about a third of the way into the first month of the year, which is a scary thought. First comment of the year goes to Gavin, who says, a Cosmopolitan article in case anyone wants to prep by reading about Scorpio Rising. Oh, I wonder if you tried linking to something, Gavin. My YouTube channel doesn't seem to like it when people try to link. But if you may, now that we know that there is a Cosmopolitan article, perhaps we will be able to find it by searching for it ourselves. So I hope you've all been well. I hope those of you who had a bit of a rest over the festive season found it a relaxing rest, and that you're all back with batteries recharged. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do consider doing so. Please consider supporting my work through Ko-fi by using the link below. And if you do subscribe, don't forget to click on the little bell so that you get notifications of new videos. What is the plan for today, for this first day of live videos on the Persolaise YouTube channel? More comments coming through. Rich is saying hello, Prof. Melvin, hi Mr. P and everyone. And Dion says, hi everyone, catching my first live of the new year. It's everybody's first live of the new year. And Dion's scent of the day is L'Eau d'Hiver by Frederic Malle. Absolutely beautiful. One of the best Malles. Hello, Mr. Persolaise from Minnesota, says Cutie Camille. Herb says Happy New Year. The plan for those of you who are watching live, as opposed to those of you watching the recording, is that we're going to go for 3 videos. The first one is of a brand new release because I thought we should do something brand new. The second video will be focusing on a brand that has been around for a couple of years, if not more, but is very much new to me. And then the final video will be looking at some real bona fide 20th century, late 20th century classics, and the reason for why we'll be looking at those particular ones will be made clear if you watch the video. So you may want to stick around for that third one because I'm sure you will have a lot to say about it. So because we've got quite a packed schedule ahead of us, we need to get going. And we're going to start, as I said, with a brand new release. It doesn't officially come out until the 1st of February, although it was on a pre-order towards the end of last year, a pre-order which I think is now closed because it completely sold out. I can't show you the proper bottle of it because I just have this lab sample, but you will be able to very easily find images of what this brand's bottles look like because they're all their scents are in the same bottle. And the brand is Eris, and their new scent, composed by Antoine Lie, the same as all of the others in the range, is called Scorpio Rising. A lot of you will be aware of it, I'm sure. People, I think, guessing as to what the classics may be for the, well, we'll see if you turn out to be right. I need to keep an eye there because I'm not having comments flashing up here anymore, so I need to make sure that I don't miss any comments. Lots and lots of Happy New Year's. Nubionette is saying Happy New Year from California. You're very, very welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Keith says, let's all hope for a much better 2022. Absolutely couldn't agree more. Eric is in Houston saying hello. Let me pull out my bottle, says Eric. Happy New Year, Mr. P, says James. Okay. So, Scorpio Rising from the brand Eris, the brand founded by Barbara Herrmann, who is the author of this book. That's why I popped this book here, because I thought, well, if I can't show you the proper bottle of this, I will at least show you Barbara's book. Really, really great book, an absolute must-have, must-read for any serious perfume aficionados out there. As you can see, it's called Scent and Subversion. And Barbara herself was kind enough to give up some of her time a little while ago. I'm pretty sure it was in 2020, or have I just completely blacked out a few months? And she did a live interview here on the YouTube channel, and a very interesting interview it was too. Do you know your rising sign? Mine's Virgo, says Diana. Now, maybe somebody could explain to me what the whole rising sign is, because strictly speaking, in terms of the calendar, I'm Sagittarius, but I'm almost on the cusp of Scorpio, and a lot of people have told me, I have no idea what this means, okay, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. I think it sort of sounds like a bad thing sometimes, but a lot of people have told me that I'm more Scorpio than Sagittarius. But then a lot of Sagittarians have also told me that I'm very, very Sagittarius. I think a lot of this kind of thing is fun. I don't place a lot of value on it. We need to spray. I have sprayed this before. I've worn it a couple of times already. Okay, so this isn't a sort of true is it love at first scent, because I have cheated, and I've had this sample for a few weeks now, maybe about 6 weeks. So, oh, here we go. I'm a triple Sagittarius, says Eric, which means absolutely nothing to me. How can you be a triple Sagittarius? Were you born 3 times? Does reincarnation count? Mine is Scorpio. Haha, says Catsy. This one must be for me. Okay. Now, I'm a Sagittarius rising, says Cutie. I need to look this up because I do not know what it means. One of my favorite things to happen in the opening of a perfume, and there are not many perfumes out there which do this, and there are certainly not many perfumes out there which do this well. Miguel says, you're certainly a Sagittarius with a bit of Scorpio, lol. Oh, you're against the comment of the year so far. Bread is yeast rising. Unless it's unleavened bread, right? Sun, moon, and rising height. So strange, says Eric. Anyway, to go back to this. There are very few perfumes that do this, but there are very few perfumes that do it well, is to present a real collection, a true blend, mix of spices, where you get a sort of overall effect of the spice. You get this effect of heat, but you are also absolutely convinced that you can pick out almost every single individual spice discreetly, you know, that they're all there in front of you, so you see and you smell that, or at least you think you do. Pepper, lots of pepper here. The Scorpio rising is like you appear, sexy and mysterious, says Gavin. Are you just talking to Barbara? If you end up watching this video, I hope you like what you've done. So cardamom and pepper, lots and lots of cardamom and pepper, but then you get suggestions of things that you think, you know, are they here, are they not? Maybe nutmeg, maybe cinnamon. Somebody's saying saffron. Herb is asking whether it's saffron. Not overtly, but you think it could be there. Certainly not a huge amount of cumin. Okay, so it's not a sort of sweaty cumin bomb, this one, but you get this beautiful blend of spices. Other perfumes that do this, you know, just off the top of my head, I remember that Andy Tower Perfumes Eau d'Épice, which I think has been discontinued, that did it well, and there you got a real sense that these spices were just sort of being picked up and thrown up into a sun-filled sky. And then last year, Karine Vincent's Boundless for Amouage did a very similar thing, which it has this tremendous spice opening, where again you get an overall effect, you get a sort of symphonic harmonious effect, but you can also see the individual spices, and this is exactly like that. And it's the spice opening sounds fantastic, says Rachel. Does it feel like there are primary notes with secondary and tertiary levels? Wow. Well, certainly primary and then base, but we'll get onto that. And so yes, it feels dangerous. It feels quite sort of Scorpio dangerous. It does feel mysterious. It does feel enigmatic. It feels compelling and magnetic, and yet at the same time threatening in the nicest possible way, which is why I think it's such a good fit for this brand. Barbara Herrmann has clearly, patently, been careful to maintain a certain aesthetic through the brand. So even when she's been, for example, doing a green scent like Green Spell, which was absolutely fantastic. If you love green scents and if you haven't tried Green Spell, you need to check it out. Green Spell has just a slightly witchy, teeth bared, claws bared quality to it. Her scents are in the best possible way unsettling, slightly uncomfortable. There's certainly nothing dull or safe or bland about them, which is I think what you want, especially if you're an independent brand that somehow needs to do something in order to stand out. And Scorpio Rising is very much in that witchy, maybe slightly vampy, nocturnal vein of Green Spell and MXXX. It does that cool, hot thing. The poster image that I've seen on the Eris website for Scorpio Rising, if you go to, I don't know whether the website is eris.com, but you'll be able to find it very easily. The poster image, which is very, very much inspired by a retro poster ad, is just perfect, because it just uses a black and red image of a mysterious female face with a mane of hair that almost looks like red and black flames, and it's just perfect for this. It's just perfect. So it's all moth to a flame type stuff happening here. Eric says, I don't honestly find it wildly spicy. No way. Very clean and barely smoky like Palo Santo. Okay, we are going to get onto that, I promise. Gemini risings look very well in colorful shirts. They're very good with words communication. Rising sign also shows your appearance. I need to find out what mine is. I do need to find out what mine is now. I love this one, says experiencing fragrances with Amina. I get a lot of black pepper, cardamom, and vetiver. Gavin says, could we call it subversive? Absolutely. What does the brand say about it? Brand says, an explosion of spices on a smouldering ambery base of woods, incense, smoke, and leather. Scorpio Rising, like the astrological sign it's inspired by, is beautiful but dangerous, magnetic. Beautiful but dangerous, magnetic but formidable, and very, very addictive. Are you ready to play with fire? It says, and there's a quote from Antoine Lie, who apparently said, Scorpio Rising with its overdosed cocktail of spices is a dangerous, spellbinding beauty that will envelop you in its glowing magnetic sensuality. Now, maybe you could tell from my tone that we are heading towards a but. There usually has got to be a but. The but in this case is the base, because the base makes use of a hefty dose of Javanol, which, as many of you will be aware, is a synthetic sandalwood. Now, from the synthetic sandalwoods that are out there, certainly from the ones that I know that I've experienced, I would say that Javanol is probably the best. Javanol is the most interesting, I think the most faceted, the one that convinces in many ways as a synthetic sandalwood, but also has an interesting and curious identity of its own. I mean, it's no surprise whatsoever that Geza Schoen of Eccentric Molecules decided that one of his molecule perfumes, one of his single molecule perfumes, would be Javanol. But how well you get on with Scorpio Rising will depend a great deal on how well you get on with Javanol, because to my nose, that Javanol, the dry down, the Javanol in the dry down does become pretty prominent. And there were moments when I was wearing this where I must confess, I kind of thought, oh, I wish it felt a little bit more nuanced than just the Javanol. But it could be that I'm hypersensitive to Javanol. And if somebody isn't quite so sensitive to it, then maybe they would get a more nuanced experience. So this, I don't want this to be taken as a major criticism, because it absolutely isn't. I'm only just labeling the blotter now so that we can do the blotter update at the end of the, after I finish the video. Is this at all similar to Noir Épice, says Yura? No, not so much, because that one to me goes a little bit sweeter and is much more cinnamon-like. And in Noir Épice, I don't necessarily get, I mean, as you know, I adore it, but I don't get that mix of all sorts of different spices. So no, actually, it didn't make me think of the Frederic Mal so much. And just so you're aware, officially what it's got is pink pepper, black pepper, clove, cinnamon absolute, which apparently are all from Madagascar, Indian cardamom, French immortelle, Somalian incense. I should have mentioned incense, actually, because you do get a strong incense note here. Indian cypriol, Atlas cedarwood, Gaiac wood, saffron, sandalwood, ambroxan, Cashmeran, Haitian vetiver, and leather. And this is also sold as an extrait in 25% concentration. And all of the ingredients, as many of you will be aware, are from the L'Atelier Français de Matière, which are also, of course, the same people behind the Les Indémodables brand. So it's, it is very, very firmly a thumbs up. Okay, don't get me wrong, and I don't want the comment I made about the Javanol to be to put a sort of downer on my overall assessment. But you do need to be aware of that, and I think I would be lying by omission if I didn't mention it. But the cedar wood is very, very, very prominent as well, and a really, really beautiful segue between the spice opening and the sandalwood base. So we are done with this one. Any final comments? DJ says, don't think this will be up my alley as a synthetic sandalwood hater. Yeah, but you see, that's why I was reluctant to mention it, because Javanol is in such a different league. I would say check it out. I would say check it out. You may be surprised. I don't smell immortelle at all, says Eric. Interesting. I would say pepper, yes, coriander, and a bit of cardamom. I don't particularly get a huge amount of immortelle from this either. And so we will stop this stream now. Thank you very much to all of you for watching. If you're watching the recording, then what you need to do is search for the videos on Bon Parfumeur. That's what's coming up next. But for now, thank you very much for watching. I forgot what I was going to say there. See you in a few minutes.